What is going on, everybody? And this is going to be another ranting video. I have no idea how long this is going to go. Hopefully it doesn't go too long, but we will see what happens. So, Dana White. Dana White, once again, showed his ignorance, and he put his foot in his own mouth by once again disrespecting and trashing professional wrestling. Because this is not the first time that Dana White has done that. This is just the first time I've seen him do that, and he's caught an enormous amount of backlash for his recent comments. I honestly have no idea why his recent comments have caused more backlash than his previous comments, because he's made similar remarks in the past, but it is what it is. So, I'll have a graphic up on the video to show you the tweets of what actually happened here, but basically, somebody tweeted at Dana saying that he or she wanted to watch the upcoming UFC pay-per-view, but it was too expensive. Vince McMahon at least has you beat there because his pay-per-views are only $9.99 a month. They're also free if you sign up to the WWE Network with a new email, which is what a lot of people are doing to scam them out of money. So it's actually cheaper than $9.99 if you continuously use a new email every month. But be that as it may, that's all the guy was saying, and he wasn't attacking Dana White or UFC. He was just saying, hey, at least Vince has you beat there. You probably beat him in every other category, but at least he has you beat there for cheaper prices. Which is a valid criticism, because that's one of the reasons why I don't order UFC pay-per-views. One of the many reasons, which we will also get to later. A lot of people can't afford to pay these big price tags for pay-per-views, especially nowadays. But anyway, of course Dana White didn't see it like that. So he had to basically puff out his chest and act tough, and he's like, oh, well, fake shit should be $9.99. So there he goes again, making the ultimate disrespectful remark you can about professional wrestling by calling it fake. And some people have actually come out and defended Dana White. One, honestly, to my surprise, being Mick Foley, who was also Mankind, Do Love, and Cactus Jack for any of you who have not been watching wrestling for a long time, by saying that Dana White made a poor word choice. Like Dana White meant that it was just scripted entertainment. It wasn't 100% top to bottom real. Well, here's the problem with that defense. He used the word fake multiple times in different tweets. It's not like he said it once, let it slip, didn't mean it, and then corrected himself later. That's not what happened. He used the word fake multiple freaking times. You don't use a word multiple times unless you absolutely mean it. Another example being the recent Hulk Hogan racist rant. He said the N-word multiple freaking times in his racist rant. So he obviously meant to use the N-word. It's the same thing here. Dana White meant the word fake. He meant to say that. So I'm sorry, but that defense does not work. Now I know what some of you are probably thinking right now. Well, Dan, professional wrestling is fake. I mean, they came out decades ago and admitted it. That it was sports entertainment. And it wasn't a real sport. Because people don't understand what words actually mean and the connotations of said words. Professional wrestling is scripted and predetermined entertainment. That is what it is. That is the summary of what professional wrestling is. It is scripted and predetermined. Fake is implying that nothing ever happens to professional wrestlers that is real. As in, they don't really get hurt, and just basically nothing about it is real. Well, you could be further from the truth if you actually think that. These guys get hurt quite a bit. There have been many, many major injuries in professional wrestling. I will just list a few. Owen Hart accidentally dropped Stone Cold Steve Austin on his head in SummerSlam 1997 and Stone Cold had his neck broken. Was that fake? No, his neck was really broken. You want a recent example? Last Monday night on Raw, John Cena, after getting kneed in the face by Seth Rollins, broke his nose. John Cena's nose was broken. And if you go back and look at the tape, you can tell it's crooked and there's blood spewing out of it. His nose was broken. And now, apparently he is going to be taking, I think, a month off. I don't know. And see, that's the thing. I'm not a big fan of John Cena in any way. But I don't want to see him get hurt. So if he has to take time off to heal, that is fine. But be that as it may, he had his nose really broken. That really happened. That was not part of the script. It happened. Accidents happen in professional wrestling. And the injuries are real. They are fucking real. And by saying that the industry that these guys perform in is fake and nothing that they do is real is such a fucking insult to not only these men and women who put their bodies on the line to entertain people like myself and you as well. It's also insulting to the fans who watch professional wrestling or who have had watched professional wrestling in the past. It's such an insult. And, like I mentioned earlier, Dana White has been getting tons of backlash from a lot of wrestlers as well. Because they personally felt insulted by what he said. And I can't blame them whatsoever because what Dana White said was gravely insulting. Now, I know what you also might be thinking at this point is that, okay, Dan, I might see your point here. But the whole point of wrestling is that it's scripted. That they're not really trying to hurt each other. And it's supposed to be just entertainment. But what people fail to realize is that, like I said earlier, accidents happen in wrestling. And not to mention, it's a lot harder than it looks. Do this for me, if you want to. Go find someone and try to land a fake punch on them, but make it look like you really knocked the hell out of them. I want you to try that. Now, one of two things is probably going to happen if you try that. Either it's going to look so incredibly fake, like you just whiffed air and didn't even come close to hitting them because you really try not to hurt the person, or you're going to get too close and actually fucking hit them in the face. It takes a lot of skill, a lot of time, and a lot of effort to learn the art of professional wrestling. And these men and women do not get enough credit for that. Because it's a lot easier to punch someone in the face for real than trying to choreograph a professional wrestling punch. It's a lot harder to do the professional wrestling punch than to really hit someone in the face. And these guys don't get enough credit for that, and it just pisses me off. It does. Because I know what a lot of these guys go through. I've read so many autobiographies, and I know what a lot of these guys go through. So when I see people like Dana White disrespect this industry by saying that it's fake, it just pisses me the hell off. Especially when, if it wasn't for the boom of professional wrestling, UFC wouldn't even be as big as it is today. People don't seem to understand that. People seem to forget that during the late 90s, UFC came to the WWE and tried to promote their stuff on WWE television to get attention. If wrestling was so fake and it was so beneath you because it's only worth $9.99, why would you need to do that? That's interesting. It's also interesting that Dana White would write out big, giant contracts to people like Brock Lesnar and CM Punk, these fake professional wrestlers. But if they're fake professional wrestlers and what they do is only worth $9.99, why would you write out these big giant contracts with a lot of money for these two? Now I know some people will probably say, oh well, Brock Lesnar had an NCAA background and that's one of the main reasons he was hired. Oh, you know what? I don't totally buy that, but you know what? If I gave that to you, what about CM Punk? CM Punk doesn't have a collegiate background. He didn't play in any other professional sports like football, baseball, boxing, or anything else. CM Punk was just a professional wrestler. So if professional wrestling, according to Dana White, is so fake and it's only worth $9.99, why would he float a big giant contract to CM Punk? You want to know why he does that? Because he knows CM Punk will bring in money and bring in viewers. You know, I think that's insanely hypocritical of Dana White to just disparage someone's profession, but then act like that they're important, like CM Punk. And no, don't get me wrong, CM Punk is important. So, you know, maybe Dana White should give a little bit more credit to professional wrestling than he gives. He trashes it. That's the issue here, is that he trashes it like it's worthless. But then he'll sign these professional wrestlers. I mean, I just wish he'd be more honest. I really would. So, before I end this video, sorry about that. Before I end this video, I'm just going to leave you with one more thing. To the people who are looking at this issue and are acting like, you know, I don't see what the big deal is. You know, it probably isn't fake, but I don't see why people are getting all bent out of shape about it and acting like this is a big deal. Well, you know what? I will give you something to hopefully you can relate to understand why people are upset about this. Imagine if you had a profession and your profession included putting your body on the line to entertain people. And let's just say you had a horrible freak accident and you like landed on the back of your head or you're just landed flat on your back and you ended up getting paralyzed from the waist down for the rest of your life. Imagine if then someone basically said that what you did, the profession you performed in, was completely fake. Wouldn't you feel just a tad bit insulted by that? Knowing that you're paralyzed for the rest of your life and someone is saying that what you did was fake and not giving you any credit for anything that you've done? Wouldn't you feel insulted by that? You probably would. Now, hopefully you can understand why people are insulted by this. So, alright, that's about it for my rambling. Let me know what you think about this, and I will see you all later. Have a good one.